Hello everyone, this is Michael Wolf, aka UK Wolfman, reporting for WatchFreaks.com. I would like to take a moment to provide a brief video presentation on the newest Obris Morgan watch model. This is the Pradata. The Pradata comes in several different dial choices and several different finishes. We'll get into that in a few moments. And let me just say right off the bat, probably one of the best values I've ever seen to date for a dive watch. Before we get into the watch and some of the other things, I want to remind everyone at the bottom of this video presentation there will be a link to the full written review on WatchFreaks.com. Definitely go over and check that out if you want to see some wrist shots, some loom shots, etc. I'm not going to cover some of those things in this video, so you'll have to go over and check that out. Now, we've got the Pradata. Before we get into the watch itself, I just want to go over what you get. And this is this particular model that's being reviewed in this presentation is the brushed blue dialed model. And the brush finished models run $279 USD up through the DLC coded models that are $299, and you'll understand here in a second why I'm saying $279, $299, phenomenal value. Besides the watch, you get some of the usual things. You'll get a warranty card booklet with the warranty card and so forth, and then there's an instruction manual that you'll get. You also get a little microfiber cloth, and I personally believe this is one of those things that every watch company should provide with their watches, period. Very nice touch. Now, minor things. Let's get into the really nice things that just add value to this. A nice dive case. It does have a seal around the edge, so I believe it is somewhat water resistant. Besides the bracelet that's on the watch, you get a nice 3-ring nylon strap, good quality. Not going to put it on the watch, I'm a bracelet guy, but just know that you do get this with it. You get a screwdriver. And this is an area that a lot of companies fall short in. If you get a watch that's got screw-in links, screw-in lugs like this particular model does, they should provide a screwdriver. Plain and simple. Nice touch. And you also get an extra lug bar. Why just one? Don't know, but you do get an extra one. Very nice touch. So now let's jump into the Pradata. As I mentioned, this is the brushed blue dialed model. We have a 43mm case. If you throw in the bezel, it sticks out on the edges of the case just a touch, jumps it up to 44, and when you factor in the crown, we're jumping up probably, I haven't measured it yet, but I'm guessing 47 millimeters approximately. We have a 52mm lug to lug. On the non-crown side of the case, you see a helium release valve, and you can see that the bracelet is connected to the case using screw bars, lug bars. Crown side of the case, you've got a nice oversized crown. I believe we're looking at right around a 7mm crown. I haven't measured it yet. It's very nicely I don't want to say scalloped or gear shaped, but it's something very similar to that, so it's very easy to grasp. There's no wiggle or play in this crown. See the nice curvature even at 52mm lug to lug, this nice curvature as the lugs slant downward. It's going to allow it to fit on the wrist and sit on the wrist very nicely. Sapphire crystal. I believe the crystal is, I don't know it. I would venture to say it's between 3 to 3.5 millimeters thick. It is anti-reflective, as you can see. It's not picking up a whole ton of glare there. Nice dial opening, large dial opening. There's no lume on the bezel. There is lume at the pip. The one area of concern that I have about the bezel, as you can see right there, is the lume pip does stick up, so you could bump that and knock that pretty good, so just be careful with that. 120 click unidirectional rotating bezel. As you can hear, the clicks are very precise. The one thing that I do want to mention, though, is I have knocked it out of place rather easily. I mean, it's solid. There's no play in it, but the smoothness of it, it will rotate. So just be cautious of that. Nice blue dial. Very uncluttered, very clean, very limited branding, just above and below center dial, and the font is fantastic for the size of the dial. As you can see, all of the main hour markers are lumed, and that is C3 Superluminova on this particular model. Some of the other models use C1, which have more of a white appearance. As you can see, this has the green hue. Nice brushed handset, loomed hands to match the case. Date window at the 4. It's very large, very legible. Great, very nice 5-link bracelet. I believe when this model was first announced, there was not going to be a bracelet available for this particular watch, and I think there was such a cry out for it that he went back. The owner of Obris went back and had a bracelet machined specifically for this case. And one of the things, I want to go back to the case just briefly. One of the things that I really like about this, it doesn't, I don't want to say it looks like a Fricker case, which a lot of people love Fricker cases, the German case, but it does have that resemblance in some way, shape, or form. It sits on the wrist like that, but again, we're talking having that look, but not paying that price, because we all know how expensive the micro brands and some of the name brands that use the Fricker and Ickler cases can be. Again, 5-link bracelet. The bracelets, the links are connected using screws, and let me grab that real quick because I want to show you guys something. As you can see, screw heads. On the other side, no screw heads. So they are single-sided screws, which are fantastic. There is a nice amount of threading on the screw, so that tells me that, and when I was unscrewing, it told me that there was quite a bit of threading in this opposite side of the link, and that's really nice because you'll just get a nicer, it'll screw down nicer, and you'll feel more secure about that screw bar being in there. Great touch. Not something that you see on a $279 dive watch with these specifications. Other companies that use this setup that I know of that I'll just mention, Stoa. Yeah, you're not going to pay $279 for a Stoa. So they really, really did a great job with this. Push button diver slip lock with safety, nicely signed, brushed just like the bracelet. Something that's really fantastic is a lot of times on these push buttons they'll only have 2 micros. This one does have 3 micros. There's no dive extension, so that's the one that might be the one area that would bother some folks. Is we've got a dive watch without a dive extension. One of the things that could be done in that regard is Obris recently in one of their models came out with a ratcheting clasp. Don't know why the ratcheting clasp wasn't available for this model. I think folks would have paid slightly more if it would have been included. I would hope that maybe on the next model from Obris they produce something similar to this particular watch, but include that ratcheting clasp. I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. 22 millimeter lugs. It's a 22 millimeter bracelet throughout. It doesn't taper, which is another fantastic feature. Screw down case back, and as you can see, the sweep second hand, if I didn't mention it previously, Miyota 90-15 automatic movement. So you got a lot of bang for buck here. $279. You have a Miyota 90-15 sapphire crystal, 120 click unidirectional rotating bezel, C3 superluminova, screw down crown, 5-link bracelet, a semi-custom, if not custom, case design, very similar to the high-end Fricker and Ickler cases, and just a fantastic look overall. So I want to take this time to thank Obris Morgan for providing the Pradata for this video presentation, and I also want to thank each one of you for watching the video. Again, click on the link at the bottom of this video presentation. Go over, check out the full written review on watchfreaks.com. There will be additional thoughts and comments, and again, if you want to see some wrist shots and some loom shots, you're going to have to go over and look at the written review. So stay tuned. Hopefully here in a couple of weeks I'll have another video presentation for you, and again, thank you for watching.